Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. We've now got the next 4 stages of the Fanhome release of Build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. So today we're going to be doing issues 19 to 22. It's quite an uncanny thing that I'm doing it today because the Fast and Furious 9 came out in the cinemas last week and I haven't seen it yet. Don't really know too much about it. I do know that a dead character's returned and the reason for that is because they put it in the trailer and apparently it's got John Cena in it, but I've watched the trailer and I haven't seen him at all. Anyway, let me just show you what we did in the last pack. We were basically finishing off the engine here, and if you remember in the last pack we just done this manifold section here. I do believe that we're going to be starting this pack with the manifold on this side. Now if you want to get this for yourself, I've put the link down here to the Fanhome website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. Also on Fanhome at the moment you have got the R2-D2 build, which is down there, and you've also got the Iron Man, which is up on the shelf just behind the Millennium Falcon there. You can get those from pack 1 also. But let's start with stage 19, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So as you can see, I was pretty bang on with it, what I thought we were going to do. We are actually going to do that other exhaust manifold here, put that together. This is a lot more fiddly than it actually looks, putting these together. Once we've done that, we're going to mount that to the engine, and then finally we get to mount the engine onto the whole of the front chassis, which we have here. So I'm going to put these in length order, and they are quite funky the way that these are actually lined up. So the first ones we're going to need are these 2 small ones, which are actually D and A. So the smallest one first off is going to be going into the first position right here, just like this, and it's going to be connected in with an AP screw. Now we need to make sure when we put these in that they're going into this section so that these tabs here are pointing upwards. And when I put these in, I'm putting them in and leaving them completely loose until I've got them all in. That way I can tighten them up when we've actually put the connector on the end, which is going to hold them tight into place. So I'll put the second one in. So that's the second one in. Now if I remember right, to do the rest of them, I used my helping hands here. So I'm just going to hold that up where it needs to go so I can get the next ones in. And there we go, that's all 4 of those in, and as you can see they're in really loose at the moment, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these into the end, and this is what the end looks like. And what we have to do is just put this section here into this section here and then hold it all in once again with an AP screw. Make sure that's in nice and tight, and then all we have to do is just line up these 4 pipes into this section here. So the shortest one will be in the top, like that. The next one along will be down below that one, like that. Next one along, up the top again, and then the final one just down the bottom. So that's now what that looks like in. I'm just going to tighten now all of these screws. And then you realise at this point that that dot there needs to be there. So I've got to switch it round. See, I make mistakes so you don't have to. So just make sure that you put that in the right way first time. Don't follow me. There we go. And when you've done that properly, it should look just like that. And once again, this is going to be fitting in just here with 3 CM screws just into the gaps there. So one here. Boy, I made that difficult. I'm going to put these in a little bit of oil. Number 2 on this side. Excellent. And the last one just on the other side there. I blame the fact that it's Monday morning. But there we go. That's in now on both sides. And it looks like that. Now we're going to mount this into the front chassis here. So I've just brought that over. So when we put it on, these brackets that we've got here and here, the longer ones, are going to go into this socket here. The shorter ones there will just fit onto this section here. So just line it up like that. As you can see, it drops in quite nicely on there. Now we need a few screws for this. So the first ones we're going to be putting in are AM screws, and they're just going to go into these ones on the chassis here. Now we're going to take 5 of these. So we've got 4 on this side, but we're not going to put all 4 in straight away because we have got one to put in down the end there. But I'm just going to put 2 in either side of here just to hold the engine onto the chassis. And I am putting these in a little bit of oil just to keep these in. Just going to turn it around so I can do the one here. Then I'm going to turn it on its side. Actually, I'll probably hold it up right there just so I can get this front end one in here. Probably best on the side camera. Just into there. That's going nowhere. Put that down, which means we've got 2 more just to put in on either side there. One here. And one on this side. Now I'm going to show you a close-up of that on the main camera there. And I'm so confident I can turn it upside down and it's not going to fall out. But that is all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 20 here, as you can see, we're going to start doing the steering gearbox here. It means we've got a couple of gears to actually put in here, but we're going to put all of this together here and mount it into the vehicle. So we have got the start of the steering mechanism in the vehicle. So the first thing we're going to do is just take the pinion here, just slide that into the square end of the steering column. So just like that. Put that down and just pick up the steering gear with another pinion on the end of it looking like that. That one is just going to go into the housing here, just like that. And then we need to take the steering column we just created, and this is going to go all the way to this side. So the full length of that is fitting into the case there. Can you see how that looks? So when I turn that, it's going to be able to turn that one there, just like that. But we do need to hold all of this into place. So we do have a top for that, which looks like that. Put the top on gently, just to pin everything together, which looks good. We're going to hold that all in with 2 CM screws. We're going into metal, so I've just put a little bit of oil on that. That's the first one. There's the second one. And then you want to just be able to turn this, and as you can see, that end there turns as well. Now what I think I'm going to do is, I'm not happy you've got 2 raw bits of metal just grinding against each other without any grease or lubrication at all. So I am going to just lube up those gears. There we go. I've lubed that up, and as you can see, that moves quite freely in there now. Much happier with that. Bring back over the chassis that we've been working from, and quite simply these points just here and here are just going to go into the 2 holes that you can just see there and there. So it's going to go this way round, just like that, with the steering column pointing this way. Still able to move, as you can see, but that's going to be held in from the underside with AM screws. So I'll hold that there. Once again, I'll just pivot this just up like that and attach these through the 2 holes here. Once again, I'm just going to still make sure that's nice and tight, but it's still able to turn, which it is. I am just going to take this supercharger top off for a second, because I am now going to need to put this upside down, just like that, because then I need to put this pin into this hole just here, and the other side is just going to go onto this other side here. So it's going to be attached with a DM screw on this one from the underside, and then on the top side here we're going to have a CM screw. I'm going to put the CM screw in here gently. It does fit the little square bracket we've got on there. Haven't tightened that completely because I've got to put a DM screw into the other side here. It's going to be a little bit tricky, If I just move the steering over, it will enable me to get the screw in from the other side here. I've made sure that screws in nice and tight. Now I'm just going to tighten this one up here. Just like that. So now when I turn, as you can see, that now turns with the steering. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 21, as you can see, we're going to install the front floor panel, which is one large section like this. All we're going to be doing is putting this over the top of the chassis we've just already created, and then we're going to secure that in with AP screws. Pretty much all there is to do in that. Obviously we're going to reinforce the middle with AM screws. So quite simply, taking the front chassis and this massive floor pan, this is just going to go on like that. So first off, we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 AP screws just here and here to hold that into place. Now these AP screws are actually attaching to the top sections of the exhaust that you can see here that are pointing up. So we just need to line them up when we put this in. Might be better to put it on its side actually when we do these. And I have got that lined up on one side, so I'll get that screw in. So there we go, that's the 2 AP screws in. All we need to do now is just put 4 AM screws. Now these screws will be going into the chassis. That's one. Number 2 on this side. I said 4, there's actually, I believe, 6. There's quite a few screws to go in here, that's for sure. One over here. As you see, I am putting lots and lots of oil on these to drive these home. One just on the other side. And then we've just got 2 just at the back here. So one here. And finally, one at the other side. That's the floor pan attached. And that should look like that from that side. I'll spin it over. And as you can see, we've got the exhausts tightly in there as well. And that's all there is to do in that stage. And then finally in stage 22, we're going to start to assemble the engine housing. So we've got some more metal plates here that we're just going to piece together like that. And that's pretty much all we're going to do. Now I thought for this one, I am going to use my Partwork Upgrades mat, which looks like this. This is available through Partworks Upgrade, and I have put the link down the bottom somewhere so you can actually link to get this lovely cushion mat yourself. So these are the parts that we get in it, and quite simply all we're going to be doing is attaching this part to this part here. So this is just going to go over the top, and it's going to be held in with 3 AM screws. That's the first one. 2 more. That's the second, and finally this one here is the third. And that is what that looks like. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now I don't know where this goes, but I'm taking a blind guess that it's going to go on that side there. It's going to look like this, and I'm guessing that this area here is going to have this screwed to it or mounted to it there, so that that is going to sit in and hold everything into place. But that's something that's going to get done a later time, and once again we can put the supercharger just back on top there. So there you go. That was actually a lot fiddlier than I thought it was. I mean, I'm just looking at the recording time. It's taken an hour to record, and I don't know how long this video is going to come in. But yeah, I had a few problems. Stupid me, Monday morning. Started really good with the exhaust manifold. I put it in the wrong way. But we solved it in the end, so you don't have to put in the comments to say, yes, this is today's mistake. It's the game we play every week. But if you want to continue watching me make mistakes, please remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And without I can't even get my ending right today, but if you did like that video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Other than that, take care.